All right. Are we in fact live? That I need to know. Off Grid Suburban Project. Hey, brother, had a feeling you'd come on tonight. I'm glad I got to. I'm glad you're here. Susie Katz is here also. All right. Uh, has anyone checked on PM1? He's still putting up videos. I don't know what to check on him. I know he got sick for a few days, but I don't watch much. I don't watch his videos much anymore. Got kind of burned out on him, I guess. All right, let's get this thing going. Let's get some thumbs up in here for Joe. While we wait on people to stroll in. Like, Russell, what's going on, my friend? All right. All you people sitting up in the balcony, say hi. I know you're sitting up there. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Teresa. What's up? I didn't know if we'd make it tonight. I didn't know if I'd get to come on or not. I turned this on and the camera wasn't working. I had to do some jimmying around with something else just to get this thing going. Hello, Mike. Welcome. Let's get everybody up in here. Shout a thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Those things help, I think. That's what they tell me. Oh, man, this place is a mess. I cannot believe how much crap I have everywhere. Jeez. I need a bigger office. Yeah, I put a video up earlier. If you remember last week, I did one real quick we still had 8 inches of snow, and a lot of that's melted away now. So it's just a slush pond now. It's going to take a week of no rain for it to dry out. But we got warmer temperatures coming. That's what matters. You know what's scary? I happened to catch a story about this. I didn't get all of it yet. But they have no snow in Colorado, Utah, Montana. I mean, places where it should be like overloaded in snow, they have none. They have so little that they're worried about a drought this year because a lot of the water they depend on is snow melt. And everything, all the snow skipped over all of them and just came on this side of the Mississippi. So tell me that crap ain't modified, that they're not controlling that shit. I guarantee you. Chicken prepper. Oh, 1 second after. I like chicken prepper. I love the book 1 second after. That still rates as one of my favorites. But I like chicken prepper. That's pretty cool. Connect the dots in the sky. Yeah. Yep, they're doing it to us. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to tell you, it's been a busy couple of weeks trying to learn this new job. I mean, I love the new job. But, man, I think, though, eventually it's going to settle down to be a regular scheduled thing, you know. It's just trying to learn all of these sites and all the people that I got to go, check quality assurance visits and training and interviewing. I mean, it's just a lot more than I expected a little 20-hour-a-week job to be. But I like it. I really do. I'm enjoying it, so as long as I keep enjoying it, it'll be good. Didn't Russia get two? Yeah, Russia got one area of Russia got pounded. But it's all screwed up everywhere. It just you can't mess with Mother Nature. You really should not mess with Mother Nature. I don't know. So what else is happening? Hope everyone's it's a happy Valentine's, everybody that likes it. Another made up holiday because they couldn't sell all the candy, all the Christmas candy that was left over. So they repackaged it and sell it for Valentine's Day. Oh, you're still waiting on your stimulus check? Oh, I don't think we're ever going to get one, so I'm not waiting for anything. Yeah, I was late coming in here getting set up. Uh, got in, I was watching curling. I never really got into it, but the USA women's team was playing Japan tonight. And I'm sitting there, I got hooked on that crap. Now I got to look it up and see what the rules are and how the scoring is, and because I don't know anything about it. But I'm like, okay, they were describing some of these throws with the stone, and it's like, well, they were doing stuff that I did when I shot pool. You try to get English and angles, and I'm like, okay, this might be kind of fun. Oh yeah, there is, isn't there? Back behind me, Susie cast an odd light. Yeah, that's yeah, I see it back there. Oh, it's in front of me, so it's not back behind me. What the heck? What the heck is going on? Let me try something. Oh. Well, that didn't do anything. Let me try something else. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. That really changed the lighting around. Holy crap. No more glare now. An indoor chemtrail. Yeah, probably. Going to be a gully washer Sunday. Spring chemtrails day. Oh, wow. I know it's going to rain tomorrow, but I didn't know how much. I'll take it. Finish melting this stuff. The snow is just so ugly when it builds up on the sides of the roads and it gets all dirty. It's just like wash that crap away. Hey Dave, what's going on, my friend? Dave is in the house. Gary is in the house. All right. Morgan's North Carolina Adventures. Hey, hey, hey. He's in the house too. All right, everybody's coming. Now we're starting to get Luke. What's up, my friend? Now we're starting to get a full house. Guess where Gary and I are going next Friday night? Since he wanted to take it someplace I've never been. Right? He wanted tickets to the Tough Man contest here in Wheeling. So we're gonna go next Friday night. He texted me and asked me if I wanted to go, and I'm like, oh hell yes. I need a distraction anyway. Watching the Swedish women's. See, that makes me mad because I had to leave it so I could come in here and hang out with you guys. I could be in there watching this. I watched the USA beat Japan in the curling. Did he enter you in the time? No, those days are over with, bud. Man, I used to do it. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna tell you all a story. This is one of Joe's stories. If you want a little kind of quick story time, down in Houston, I was 23, I think, 22 maybe, somewhere around there. Anyway, I'm in the bar, and uh, uh, we had our bar. That's where we all hung out at, and down the road a ways was their bar. Okay, they didn't come and mess around in our bar, and we didn't go down and mess around in their bar. Well, one night there was somebody from their bar in our bar starting some crap, and I decided it was time for him to go. So I went over to explain to him he needed to get out of our bar and head on back down to that dive where they used to go. He didn't want to leave. We had to get a little physical. Well, guess what? He whipped my ass all over that bar and then he left. So, I mean, I've taken ass whoopings before. I don't, it happens. So the next night, we're all sitting there at the bar. I'm nursing, Johnny, my best friend, buying me shots of tequila. We're all drinking, and finally it's like, Joe, I can't believe you let that guy whip your ass like that in this bar. I can't believe you do that. Have another shot. I pound out another one. It's like, all right, let's go down there. I'll whip his ass in his bar. We went down the road. I walked in there, and he whipped my ass into his bar. I'm like, holy cow, 2 nights in a row, you know? So, night number 3, this is how dumb you can be when you're young and you're drinking Jose Cuervo. It's crazy. So, same scenario. They're all buying me drinks. They're all talking, blah, blah, blah. Joe, I can't believe 2 nights in a row you let that guy whip your ass. How can you do that? You got to go down there. You got to get even with this guy. It's like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going down there again. He whipped my ass. And they just kept on. So sure enough, we head down there the third night. So this time, the third night, I called him outside in the parking lot. I said, let's get this out here. We ain't fighting inside the bar. He came out and I sucker punched him. And I'm telling you what, I hit that man as hard as I've hit just about anybody in my life. And there's these concrete filled pipes that go up and across and over that's to keep cars from driving into the building and stuff. Well, I hit him so hard, he fell over one of those and into a telephone booth. He came out of that telephone booth and whipped my ass in that parking lot. And I was like, that's it. 3 nights in a row, that's enough for me. The whole time I lived in Houston, I never looked down the street that bar was on. You could not get me to go near that place. But when you're young and you're dumb and you think you're tough, it took 3 nights ass whippings in a row before I finally learned my lessons. But yeah, we had some good times down. I don't do tough man contest. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, it made me quit drinking. Well, hell, when I was in the Navy, they used to have in the Navy uh, this thing called smokers. And what it was when you were in port, your ship's in port, on Friday nights, they would have boxing matches between the ships. You would go over to their ship and, all the weight classes. Well, I was a boxer. And I was very good. I mean, on my ship, on the Nimitz, I was very good. And I was 6-0. I was undefeated. So we were in port, and the USS Forrestal was there. So we go over to the Forrestal for smokers that night, right? And my bout comes, they're just 3 2-minute rounds. That's all they are. It's not like, professional boxing or anything. But we did 3 2-minute rounds in each fight. And I get up there in the ring, I'm all cocky. Like I said, I'm undefeated. Nobody can touch me. That's the last of my worries. So we're standing there. They ring the bell. And it's the next thing I remembered after they rang the bell was waking up and the referee is standing over me counting. That guy hit me. I don't know from where. I don't know how. I don't know when. But I was just being all cocky, and he hit me and knocked me out. And I looked up at that ref, and I'm like, I don't know why you're counting. I ain't getting up. Nobody's ever going to hit me like that again. And that was the end of my boxing career. I didn't do any more boxing after that. I was like, holy cow. Hey, Frank, what's going on, buddy? All right, let's see who's in here. Red Rooster, welcome. Teresa, damn you, but yeah. We're just living the best life in here right now, having fun, telling stories. I need to do this, man. I'm telling you. I tried to explain in a video. Let's see what's going on here. I seen Malachi was talking about driving up to her off-grid. Yeah, she got there. She posted a video where she got in there today. This afternoon. Because it was like a long drive for her. But she made it there. She's getting her stuff together. Having a tough time getting out of the... getting up the driveway, though. She's worried about whether or not she can get out that driveway tomorrow to head back home. But yeah, she's doing good. Oh, man, it sounded like a sea story. That's what it was. It was a sea story. I got some of them, too. But... hey, Frank, what's going on, my friend? 2 Franks in their house. All right. What else is happening? What questions y'all got? Yes, I love my new job. I think I'm going to have a blast with it. And I'm hoping that at some point it all settles down and I get on a regular schedule. Because Thursday, I had to go to Morgantown. They have a bunch of sites in Morgan. That's like an 80-mile drive from Wheeling. So I had to go to Morgantown, and then they've got a bunch of sites around Morgantown. It's within 30, 40 miles of Morgantown. So we hit all of those, and then drove 75 miles over to Parkersburg, then into Marietta, Ohio. Then up to Cambridge, Ohio, and back home. Thursday, I put 307 miles on my car. So, and I think Monday or Tuesday, or probably Tuesday, we're going because Monday's a holiday. Tuesday, we're probably going to do Pittsburgh. And they got a whole bunch of sites around Pittsburgh that I have to learn. So, there's a lot. And I think Wednesday, I'm doing my first training class. So there's a lot going on. Jonah, what's happening? Stillwater, Oklahoma. Why is Stillwater familiar? What's Stillwater known for? That something from history. That name rings a bell. Stillwater, Oklahoma. Head snow removal is slick. Yeah, there is no snow removal there. Well, I know the Oklahoma Sooners, and I know the Pony Express, but there's, for some reason, I'm Stillwater, Oklahoma. There's something that happened there or something significant in history. Frank G, you always be Frank G. Don't worry about that one, buddy. You're always going to be Frank G. But I love history, man. I mean, in fact, I'm going through books now. I'll show you. I love military history. Uh, Pickett's Charge, Gettysburg, uh, war journals. I mean, I love military history. What's over here? World War One, the Great War. I mean, I'm trying to get all my books figured out. Oh man, Area 51. This is a great book. In case you all want something to read. But yeah, I'm trying to sort all my books and get everything together. Well, they said I was born there, but I really don't remember. Yeah, what the hell is it about Stillwater? There's something. I'll next weekend, next Saturday night, come back into the live stream and I'll have it. Because I might have to look it up. All right, what else is happening? I don't know about Area 52. But that's a great book. I mean, a true account of what's happening in Area 51. It's a very good book. So, an update on the house out there. Next weekend, I'm taking out 30 more sheets of drywall. We're going to pick that up and get it out there. And then we're buying, the week after that, I'm going to take out the shower, the toilet, the vanity, all of that's going out there. And then all the plumbing stuff. And we're going to start working. It's coming together. What time are you live streaming next Saturday? 9 o'clock, right from here. Unless I spend the night out at St. Bernard Acres, then it'll be 8 o'clock, but I'll let you know. But I'm going to find out why the heck I can't get Stillwater, Oklahoma out of my mind now. And I'm going to look real quick while we're all just chatting and doing nothing and make you all think I'm smart. Well, there was a movie called Stillwater. I don't know. I know somebody from there or something. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, Area 51's where the... No. Yeah, I just saw that, but it wasn't that I'm thinking of. Is the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in Stillwater? That very well may be it. I don't know. Huh. I see. That could very well be why I know that name. Holy cow. Alright, that makes sense. That that could very well be it. I just knew there was something about that. I just couldn't figure it out. Yeah, yeah, Jonah. If I'm at the cabin, I do them at 8. But if I don't get to stay at the cabin and I got to do it here at the house, I do it at 9 o'clock because everybody's gone to bed. Mountain Man, what's going on, my friend? There's also Stillwater, Don't do that to me. No, I don't want to hear about Stillwater, Minnesota. Ah. Oh, jeez. Home of the first real tough man. I can't wait to go see that, man. I'm so excited to get to go see that. Where I worked at, where I retired from here in Wheeling, there's a girl that works there. Uh, uh, she she won it because the women fight in the tough man contest too. This girl I worked with Ernie knows. Is Ernie in here? Ernie will know her. She won it like 9 years in a row. She was the women's champ. Yeah, the Stillwater, Minnesota. Oh, what's going on? Ah, Dad, ever heard of the Dulce bass? There's a familiarity to that too, but I'm going to say no. I don't. It does not ring a bell at all. How are you going to fix that roof? It's getting warm enough now. You know, we couldn't do it in the freeze and the rain and the snow and all that. Uh, I was out there today and I did a video. You know, what snow came in, it's just a small opening because everything else we got covered up. Hopefully, within the next couple, 3 weeks, I get, three more panels and we'll go up and replace those panels and get it fixed. I just didn't want Ed going out there with it all cold and rainy and snowy and stuff. So we can live with it. Uh, it's not a major concern for me. Well, apparently most of the world's wealthy are child per. Yeah, I know. That's what it's looking like, isn't it? And hey, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't care what party you're with. I don't care how you feel about Donald Trump or any of them, right? I don't believe Donald Trump was ever there at that island. I do believe that after when 2006 or whenever it was he did Donald Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago before Donald Trump ever got into politics. So I don't believe he has any culpability of what was happening there. I think he knows it, and a lot of his friends were involved. So I think he will try to protect his friends. That's what I'm worried about. Uh, it's like there will never be anybody prosecuted. I like who was it that said if they started prosecuting those people, the world as we know it would collapse. Which I say do it. That's what we want to happen anyway. That's what we're all wishing would happen. The entire system to collapse. So I'm all for it. Start prosecuting, but I don't believe it's going to happen. I'm glad it looks like finally there may be vindication for Michael Jackson. You know, they're putting the pieces together from out there, and they're finding out that they had talked about how to kill Michael Jackson, how to frame Michael Jackson, how to make it look like a drug overdose. I mean, I do believe that You know, and Macaulay Culkin's coming out now, and the other people who were part of accusing Michael Jackson are coming out and saying he did not do that. You know, he kept some of those kids from going to Epstein Island. And I think that pissed off about him. Are lumber prices going up? Yes, they are. Everything is going up. Been waiting 15 years for the collapse. Let it fall. Me too, Suburban Project. Me too. I want it all to collapse. That's all we can do. That's the only thing that can save us. Our Constitution talks about what is to be done when there's separate set of laws for we the people and the government and elites. Yes, it tells us exactly what has to be done. And there's a Bill of Rights amendment that is why that's in there, is for that exact purpose. But yeah, I'm tired of hearing about, paying bonies. Oh, the stock market's up 50,000 points and the NASDAQ's hitting records and blah, blah, the economy's doing wonderful. I ain't seeing shit. I'm working I'm working a job plus my Social Security. Gail's working a job plus Social Security. And we still are struggling. So the economy is not doing great. Period. It's all lies. And I'm tired of it. Teresa, I don't understand why nobody wants to testify against anyone, or are they waiting on some kind of statute of limitation? No, nobody wants to testify against them because they're all part of it. So there isn't, nobody's ever going to testify against anybody else. They killed people, they killed kids, they burned kids. You know, it just, it's pure evil, and that's what's ruling the world. You know? But yeah, they're all in on it. It's all one giant mess. I'm sick. It sickens me to even think about it. Absolutely sickens me. But it's an entire worldwide thing. If it was just a few of U.S., just a few in our government, maybe we could do something about it. But the whole world's involved in it. The elite of the whole world. They are evil. You're right. Evil is all around us. You're 100% right, Irene. Trump, a big disappointment. I agree, Off-Grid Suburban Project. I am very disappointed in Trump. If he was not trying to protect his friends, he would be going after those people. But I think, the way I understand it, right? The whole deal was everybody that's involved. Epstein's job was to get the dirt on everybody involved to blackmail them. And once they did one little thing that they could be blackmailed for, that was it. They had to become part of it, and they were in it, And I think that was his job, was to find a way to blackmail. Every one of those people has something that they caught him. Yeah, I heard about Epstein. I was talking to Nick about this because if you scroll through Instagram and Reels, and all this stuff, there is so much stuff that people are saying, and so many pictures that some of them are obviously fakes, but there's so many of them. And it's like, I long for the days when we didn't have to question if something was AI. You know? Midway Farms. Yep, you're right. Do we really? Yeah, I don't know if Epstein's dead or not. He probably is. Red Rooster, buckle up, Buttercups. You have no idea what's really happening. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. You know? But there's so much that it's hard to break down one thing. We are being totally bombarded with everything. And now I think I realize if you think about this for the last 15 or 20 years, they've been trying to make all of this evil kind of like normal in our lives. You know, they've been trying to uh, desensitize us to this kind of stuff. It's kind of like I remember the day, to this day, I remember the moment that I became desensitized to a lot of stuff, right? If y'all remember Susan Smith, had her two little boys, said that somebody carjacked carjacked her car with her boys in it and took off, and the whole country mourned for her. And we wept for her and tried to find out what was going on and who killed these boys, only to find out it was her. And I think at that moment, I quit letting myself get emotionally involved in what's going on and just started looking out for me. But yeah, this whole thing with the transgender people putting on shows for kids, and they have been subvertly, or I don't know how to say it, uh, sexualizing kids for the last 20 years, preparing us for when all this stuff comes out so that we are not so full of rage that we as a group go kill them all, right? That's been the plan all along as far as I'm concerned. Best thing for my well-being was quit watching all the news. Exactly, that's what I do. But now, I get my news, a lot of my news from the internet, of course. And so much of that is so easy to fake now, you know? Uh, yeah, I mean, obviously that's why they got rid of Edward Snowden. They want him gone. With every new invention, there are smart people learn that team how to shut it down. Yes, I agree. Software project. Yep, I'm pulling back from all the drama, getting focused on my survival. Irene, we're dealing with sadness here in Canada. A trans did a school shooting. I know, I saw that. That you just don't hear about that in Canada. And let me tell you something, right? You know what, Nick Shirley. I mean, that was pretty cool. He had his moment. I think now he's trying to keep that fame going. Again, all those Somalias and all that shit, nothing's ever going to come of that. They're going to keep playing that to distract us from the whole Epstein thing. But going back to Canada and another transgendered person shooting all those people, right? I'm telling you what they will not admit. I don't care what anybody says. Transgenderism, or whatever it is a mental illness. That's it. It's not, uh, I'm not buying into any of the bullshit that you're born that way or I was born with the wrong body. No, you have a mental illness. And you have parents who are feeding that mental illness by treating their kids like they're transgendered before the kids even know what that means. They're being bombarded with this shit every day. And to me, that's a sickness. Those people should be in an asylum or getting help. We should not recognize that. I don't know how to say it, you know? But I'm telling you, it's a mental illness. It's nothing else. And that's another thing. For the last 20 years, they've been trying to shove down our throats that this is normal and this is what we need to accept. You know? I mean, I have a nephew who is a trans woman, right? So it's not like I don't know about it. I mean, Alex and Andy grew up together. You know, my nephew and my son Alex, they grew up not together, but they're the same age. We used to go visit my sister who was taking care of my niece's boy, you know. Uh, Alex would go with all of his G.I. Joe shit and his, you know, guns, and that's the way Alex is. And there's Andy with his little My Pony shoes and dress, you know. And my sister groomed him that way, basically. As a Christian, she was living in a complete state of denial, right? And he is like, he's got some issues, but he thinks he's a woman. And he was raised that way. So, you know, I'm not immune to it. It's in my family, and I've witnessed it firsthand. I know it's not Christian. Yes, he was it's not that he was brainwashed. I don't think that was the original intent. I think he may have been confused and my sister had no idea how to deal with it. Or maybe my sister had been, I don't know. I mean, God, I miss her to death. She died uh, 2 days ago was her birthday. And I mean, you know, it was her first birthday since she died. Uh, but it's, you know, we have to get a grip on this stuff. It's so far out of hand, you know. And I feel so bad for Canada. I hate to say it, but here in the U.S., we're kind of like familiar enough with it that it's not the national tragedy that it used to be and what this event was in Canada. So I understand where you're coming from, Irene. But those are mentally disturbed people, if that's what they think. And I am tired of that being shoved down my throat. Yes, Susie, I think the parents need to be. I've said that all along, especially if they're kids. You know, I mean, I think the parents of somebody who, uh, the parents of a transgendered person who goes out and commits this mass killing, and there's been many of them. This is not an isolated case, right? They should be held liable to some degree of culpability. Did they try to get this person therapy? Or did they support them in their transgender transition transgender thing. If they supported it, then they need to be held accountable as well. If they try to get help and try to get therapy and try to work past it, then okay, I'll give them a pass. At least they tried. But these ones that are supporting this shit, I'm done with it. Mountain Man, I think the lack of have a masculine man father figure has a lot to do with this. Um, I agree with that. I agree that is a serious problem, you know. But that's the way society has become, you know. I mean, I think, you know, my boys are okay. They've done good because I've been there and Gail's been there. They've had us their entire lives. And I think that's the only foundation that children should be raised on. I don't think, you know, I'm going to get in trouble for this and I'm going to get yelled at because I have friends who are homosexual and lesbian, and you know, I'm cool with that. I don't care what they do. But I'm not sure that, I don't think, I'm not saying this is right, but my personal thoughts are gay couples should not adopt children. I don't think they should. I think the adoption process should involve a mom and a dad, not a dad figure or a mom figure. I think they need a mother and a father in order to have a chance at growing up as a normal child. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I had a mother and a dad and a stepmother and a stepdad and all this, and I didn't have a normal childhood, so what do I know? Arkansas Prepper, what's up, my man? Hey, Jeff, what's going on, my friend? Welcome, buddy. Hello, Arkansas Prepper. Yep, I'm glad to see you made it. Joe's on kind of a rant. I started off real happy telling stories and laughing and everything, and now we got into what's going on in the world, and I can't stand it. I'm with Off Grid Suburban Project in Morgan, North Carolina. I'm just done with everything. I'm overwhelmed by everything that's going on. And it's time to leave that and focus on survival, focus on building a homestead, focus other things, and just get away with that. Get away from it. Yeah, they want us confused. They want us to constantly hate everybody else. All they do is divide this country. Every day they come up with a new way to drive a wedge in somewhere else to keep us divided to where we can't act as one. You know? And that's what's happening. I have a place in Higgins Lake. Yeah, that's what we got to do. We just have to, you know, we got to get away from it. We have to get our lives back for our own sanity. You know, I don't watch much news. I mean, the Epstein stuff, you can't get away from it. You can't hide from it. Because number one, you've got millions of internet people who know everything. And that's all you're seeing on any of the social media platforms. It's all Epstein experts that know everything that was happening. So there's thousands of stories, that Nick tells me, and people tell me every day that show me the proof, and okay. Otherwise, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear any more of it. Spooky to Hey Joe, Casey from El Paso, Texas. I enjoy the channel. I really like that. Well, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. I like it as well. Larry Jackman. All right. May God Almighty cleanse the earth of the illegal system. Amen. I'll give you an amen on that one for sure. Absolutely. We love your rant style. Thank you, Frank. Frank G, I appreciate that. Guthrie, how many 80-year-olds go missing every day without a... You know what? Probably a lot of them. I quit worrying over BS. I know in the morning when I wake up, it will still be there. Me worrying doesn't change. So true. So true, Teddy. Absolutely. You are 100% right. You know? Joe, the problem is America has lost its moral compass. We didn't lose our moral compass. We had our moral compass stolen from us. That's what happened. Those of us that still have it, it's our job to try to teach others and pass it on. We can't expect anybody else to do it. But they have stolen over the last 30 years our moral. They changed our moral compass. I keep going back to the fact that I remember 30 years ago sitting in the American Legion or the Eagles there in Cincinnati, Ohio, right? And warning people what was happening, what they're doing to us and what it's going to lead to. And nobody would listen. Nobody believed me, and we're seeing it today. It pisses me off so bad. Frank, this argument is, oh, God. Yeah, the whole Guthrie thing, I'm just not, I there is way too much attention paid to that one thing that they will keep on the news. Because the more they talk about that, the less they talk about Epstein. The more Trump gets up there and talks about how great this economy is. The Dow's at 50,000 points. Does that benefit me in the very... Absolutely not. I get no benefit from that whatsoever. And most people I know receive no benefit no matter where the Dow is. It's all computers now anyway. It's not like it used to be. The 1% is just making money hand over fist off of us. I saw a thing that said that lower middle class, right? The low middle class, barely above low class, right? Low middle class was $80,000 a year. If you made $80,000 a year, you are considered low middle class. $80,000 a year for that. I mean, you have to earn $300,000 a year for any hope of buying a house. I don't care about any of that bullshit ships outside Iran. Okay, I agree 100%. Ukraine and Russia, I don't give a shit. You know, we could stop that war tomorrow if it was beneficial to the rich. It would stop tomorrow. You know how you stop it? Quit sending shit to Ukraine. Quit paying for everything for them to fight Russia. We should just stop everything going to Ukraine and go over and kick Russia's ass ourselves, and it's over with. You know? I don't care what they say. The United States is still the greatest nation on earth. We're the most powerful nation that there is. And I guarantee you, we could take Russia and China and Iran and North Korea all at the same time and just wipe them the hell out and be done with it. You know? So all of this stuff is just background noise. Oh, Malachi's Corner. Yay! We were talking about you. Joe, did your property tax go up a lot with the septic and power installed at the same time? Not yet. I think it will. Now, I didn't have to draw any permits or anything for the electric, so that had no bearing on anything. I had to get a permit for the septic so they know I put a septic system in. And the tax man came by last fall. Gail was talking to him through the Ring camera out there, and he was trying to figure out what the buildings were, and my wife was trying to explain to him, well, we're putting those together and we're trying to make a house out of it, He said, you know what, I'll come back next year. So I didn't get anything raised this year, but they're going to make up for it next year. Oh, you know you did it. You went home, Malachi's Corner? When was that video I saw? Was that yesterday? No, I thought it was today you got there. I know it's a long drive for you, that's for sure. But I will tell you that here's what has happened now. And I don't know where this came from, but I was sitting yesterday. I get my gas bills and water bills, all that stuff in email. It all comes about the same time. December, my electric bill out at the cabin, out at the property, was $64. Now, I was there every weekend in December and ran electric heat and ran stoves and, the microwave, all that kind of stuff. In January, I'd never spent a night out there. The entire month, I didn't spend the night out there. My electric bill went from $64 to $114. And no explanation other than, well, they did raise the rates. $114. So I'm sitting here, my water bill, I was mad because my water bill was getting up to where it was averaging $90 a month here. And I was complaining to the boys, like, look, we got to figure out, why is this costing so much? Where, all of a sudden it's $90 a month. I mean, there's 4 adults living here, showering, doing laundry, I understand it. My water bill came in $142. It's like, how is this even possible? Well, the water company got a 36% rate increase to build a new sewage treatment center. So that went up. I get my electric bill here when during the winter the electric bill drops down to, nothing hardly, because I have gas heat. I have a gas furnace. Right? Here comes my electric bill, which is normally around 60, 70 bucks a month during the winter. This winter it's been way more. But my electric bill comes at $208. because they got a rate increase. Right? I mean, a $400, $450 gas bill, but it was brutally cold. And, oh, I had a busted pipe, but 5 gallons might have blew out of it, and that was it. You know, that just happened right there. I shut the water off. We put the new pipe on. I turned the water back on. There was nothing, and that wasn't even involved in this bill yet. I'm talking about the previous billing cycle. Uh, I'm not, you know, I haven't even got that one yet. But I mean, but they did get that rate increase, right? So I'm on Social Security, right? Think about this. The water bill just went up 36%. The electric bill out there went up 70%. The electric bill up here is up 40 or 50%. The gas bill is up 30%. How are we supposed to live? And all the food goes up every week. And all the lumber goes up every week. And gas won't come down. It trickles down, then it goes back up. It trickles down, it goes back up. And we have to sit and listen to how great the economy is going. You know? Where is it going? That's what I want to know. If it's going, where's it going? Hey Ernie, how's the new job? I love the new job. I'm having a blast with it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's just what I was looking for. As Thomas Paine said back in 1777, death and tax. Exactly. I mean, it's to the point I can't afford to die. My family could not afford it if I died. I mean, fortunately, they can throw me in a burn barrel out at St. Bernard Acres if they have to. I dared to peek at the price of beef at Myers yesterday. I bought sausage instead. Absolutely. I have just started cooking here. I mean, the last few months I've been cooking, and I haven't gone grocery shopping in 30 years. Because Gail's always done that. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. But I've been like really trying to get into this and do this kind of stuff. I can't afford to buy groceries. I can't afford, I mean, $8 for a pound of hamburger. You got to be kidding me, you know? It's like, oh my God. Someone has to pay for them data centers. They sure do. I think all state utilities went up. Yeah. 4-pound roast was $32. I believe it. Yeah, we're supposed to be like happy with this administration that's fixing the economy and making home ownership affordable again. You know, I'm not happy with any of them. We do have colder winters here in Canada, but utilities are going up here too. Yeah, Irene, it's everywhere. I'm glad I got a stockpile of Malachi's corn. I'm glad I got one too. I mean, you know, but still, I don't want to eat my stockpile because then I have to buy that's going to be gone and the food's going to cost even more by the time that's gone. I'm not going to be able to build up a stockpile and afford to feed myself at the same time. You know, they're making it too difficult. After the super flood in North Carolina, property tax was doubled, electric is tripled. Average people are getting priced out of it. I believe it's planned. Yes, it's 100% planned. Off-grid suburban project. You're right. It really is. I almost wish a nuclear war would happen. Two ribeye steaks at Wally World are $31. And they aren't worth the shit. Yes, you're absolutely right, Jeff. They want everybody living in apartments and tiny homes and tiny communities. Yes, that they own. It goes back to you will own nothing and you will be happy. Right? They will have total control of everything. And that's the scary part about digital currency and that whole bullshit. Because then they totally control how you spend your money and if they want you to spend your money. And the whole thing with 15 minutes, it's all this. That's what BlackRock and Vanguard and these super, super rich top echelon companies that are buying all the houses to turn them into rental property. I mean, how can you rent for $2,500 a month? You know, here in Wheeling, where we make shit, we don't make anything here. This place sucks, right? But it's still $1,000 a month to rent a one-bedroom apartment. Who's doing that? You know who's doing it? The government is is helping people rent. That's what's happening. That's where our tax money's going. You got your puppy. I'm surprised you got a puppy, but I'm glad. I hope everybody good gets one. Did you see Mark's puppy died? Oh my God, it broke my heart when I read that on Facebook. That because I know he loved that dog. I know how I am when mine go. I really felt bad for him. I really, really did. So who fixed Ed's truck? Did Rob fix it or did he take it in and get it fixed? I was telling him, yeah, especially if you work for Mail America, you ain't going nowhere. Uh, I was telling him that Gary and I next Friday night are going to the Tough Man contest. He won tickets on the radio for the Tough Man contest. I mean, I've never been to one. He's never been to one, but that'd be fun. I was telling him, you remember Brenda? She was like a 9-time champion at the Tough Man contest. Frank, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Oh, I had someone take you to the shop. Yep. Nothing like learning to do your own brakes. I put a thing on my Facebook page for SBA prepping and survival. That let me find it real quick because I forgot what I said. I'm going to say it right because it's pretty cool. Uh, and I'm going to sign off with this. Every skill you learn is one less thing you need permission for. Grow food, store water, heat with wood. Real freedom starts when your life does not depend on a system. That's why everybody should pick something they need to learn right now and then learn something after that. Because as long as you have to uh, uh, pay somebody to do something or depend on somebody to do something, you've lost your freedom. You're dependent on the system then. So we got to get past that. Frank's not leaving. He was making a continue. Oh, sorry, Frank. I didn't realize that. I might have to get off here. I'm surprised I had a shark bite bust on me. Really, Ernie? That's what a lot of my house here is shark bites. I haven't had that problem yet. Uh, that pipe that broke last week or week before, I mean, it was a real quick fix. Piece of PEX tubing, 2 shark bite fittings, boom. No soldering anything anymore, no gluing anything anymore, just do, and it's perfect. Never depend on anyone or anything but yourself. That is a fact. You know? That's what I try to tell people. I learned how to do, I did all of that electric out there. I ran the entire thing. I didn't pay anybody to do it. And by doing that myself, if something goes wrong, I know how to fix it. The septic system. I took the class, I took the test, I got certified to put my septic system in. If something goes wrong, I know how to fix it. All this plumbing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to learn how to do it. If something goes wrong, I can fix it. If the brakes go out on my truck, I can put brakes on my truck. I don't have to pay somebody. I don't want to pay anybody to do anything. I want to learn how to do it myself. That's what I can barter if SHTF happens and in our community, I have knowledge. And that's the most important prepping tool there is knowledge. Don't depend on anybody else. Oh, okay, yeah, fun. It started out really fun. I'm telling you, I told a couple stories and we were laughing and having a good time, and then somebody brought up Epstein and Joe went off his rocker. I don't know what brought that on, but anyway, thank y'all for joining me. I needed this. I really did. Joe's not been feeling good lately as far as mental. I tried to explain this in a video and the sound was all messed up and everything. But that 2 months without a job was hard on me because it allowed me to, I would stay awake here at night. I would wake up tired. If I did sleep, I never got rest because everything running through my mind. And it made me realize I need to stay busy with something. I need something happening. I needed a job. Lowe's not hiring me. I cannot explain to you guys the effect that had on me. Never in my life have I interviewed for a job and not got it. That had never happened to me. Right? I had a hard time processing that somebody didn't want me. How is that remotely possible? You know? Uh, but that was part of, for the first 15 years of my life, my childhood, I learned survival. That's all I learned was how to survive that situation. Be a ghost, be the gray man, attract no attention because any attention that I got was abuse. So, I survived. That's why at 15 years old, I was able to hitchhike from Cincinnati, Ohio to Corpus Christi, Texas to stay with my sister. So, you know, my whole life's been about survival, and part of my survival is convincing people to hire me and explaining to them they got to hire me. And I'd never had not been hired. So that had an effect on me. I couldn't believe that somebody wouldn't hire me. So it was good getting this job. It was good. It's been good for me to get me out of that doldrum, and I don't lay around all night long and all day long just thinking about that kind of stuff because I just was exhausted. The last couple months, I've just been totally exhausted and tired. You know, had nothing. So this has been great for me, the job and being able to bullshit with all you guys. You know, uh, your puppy's scared. That puppy's so good. I'm so glad you got one, and it's going to be good for the puppy because those puppies are going to need special people. I'm telling you, I would be scared to get an inbred dog like that. But if you're a special person and that dog's going to be lucky, it's going to get what it needs from you. It's going to be, it ain't old age. Don't give me that shit. I ain't old. Everybody have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope it was all great for you. And I will see you. I got so many review videos to do. You guys are going to get tired of me, but I got to get back into it. And I will see you next Saturday Night Live for sure. This is Joe here in my messy, messy corner. I'm out, folks. Have a good one.